Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see in the background, we are checking out Walmart. We always pop to Walmart. It's probably one of the best places to go for your groceries and snacks and candy and all that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of Brits like to see what Walmart is like, so we're going to go in and check it out. As you can see, this is a massive Walmart. It is, I think it's a supercenter. It's just north of Kissimmee. We're up in a place near Winter Park, and the Walmarts that are kind of like out of the immediate Kissimmee and Orlando area are usually more fully stocked. So we tend to drive to the ones that are a little bit further away because you always have a well-stocked and less busy Walmart. They've also got a wines and spirits attached to the side of it, so if you do want your spirits, you need to come in and go into that entrance in there. Right, let's go in. Nice and aircon in here, and it is not busy at all. Not busy at all. So first up on the right of the store, you've got all like groceries and fresh stuff, and this is where all the good snacks are for like fresh bakery pastries. Got a whole load of deli stuff in there. What we got? Let's have a quick look. I mean, look at that for a massive platter down there. Honey ham and turkey. Wow. And if you do need a pizza that is the size of a car tyre, then they've got you covered here. I mean, they've got these are massive, $11 each. Pepperoni, all the traditionals, 5 cheese, ultimate meat, supreme, and then you got sort of like little flatbread ones down there for like $5.50. Not too bad. Loads of fresh chicken as well. Different cooked meats as well. These Jack Daniels briskets, they're nice. They're really nice. And the pulled pork. And they're around $12, $8. And they also do Tennessee Jack Daniels honey. Wow. They've also got big name brand chain restaurant food as well, although that doesn't look very appetizing. Bob Evans mashed potato. They got a fresh chicken counter as well if you want to get tenders and wings, potato wedges, mac and cheese. And you got the prices up there. Chicken and all the fixings, sides, mac and cheese again, cheese bites. And I know a lot of people go mad for their cheesecakes, and they are very, very good. They got these amazing looking cheesecakes. Strawberry swirl cheesecake, New York style, hot honey. Or you can get a whole platter there with different flavours in. I mean, look at those. That's going to cost you $15 for that big platter down there. Or about $4 each. That's $4 for a single big slice. Or you got $3 there for 2 smaller slices. Parfaits and mousses up there. Oh man, look at all this, cheesecakes. They've also got Carlo's Bake Shop cake. This was a guy that was on the telly. He's a famous pastry chef, I think, or cake chef. And I actually saw these in a vending machine as well, which was a bit odd. But yeah, they're kind of like pre-packed cake. It's like, looks like a sandwich to me, pre-packed sandwich. Loads of carrot cake if you're into carrot cakes. Frosting cakes, celebration cakes. Oh, look at this. It's just ridiculous. Loads of it. Prices for those sort of cakes are around $15 each. So not too bad if you have got a celebration while you're over here, like a birthday. And they also have these massive cakes, and they can pipe in a message on these. We did it years and years ago when Pippa had a birthday out here. So yeah, you can get a message put in there. If you're into your fresh pastries and donuts and stuff like that, much like Asda's, they've got the same sort of thing going on here. They've got like donut holes. Chocolate and vanilla iced mini donuts. A whole box of donuts there for like $6.97. That's not too bad. Chocolate frosted, is that chocolate frosting? There's a original one there, and looks like a coffee or toffee. But yeah, loads of good stuff there. More cookies and pies and stuff on this table. Look at this. Sweet potato pie. Wow. Apple pie. Blackberry cobbler. And the prices, again, not too bad. Around sort of $6 or $7. Pre-packed mini bite chocolate cupcakes, looking at $4 each for those. Sock it to me cake. Geez, that has got some weight to it. But yeah, they got a lot of pastries and cakes and muffins and all that kind of good stuff. More cookies, sugar cookies over here. Little candy cookies, cookies and cream brownie, choc chip cookies. Loads of stuff. These butter croissants are massive, absolutely huge. And they are $4.98. All different types of fresh bread as well if you're into your fresh breads. The bread over here is not cheap as well. This is a plain baguette and it's $2.14. You've got kind of like mini rolls there, $1.99. There's sort of sub rolls. If you want a whole bag of sub rolls, they're $4. You got a brioche sliced loaf there for $5. I remember when we started coming here, we were always saying the bread prices are really quite expensive. Oh, that's not too bad, but it is like the tiniest bread in the world. That's $1. For the fish lovers, you've got loads of fresh fish and shrimp and all that kind of stuff. You've got a shrimp platter there for $12. Very nice. $25 with cocktail sauce as well. And then got all your salmon and tuna steaks. I mean, look at that. I did kind of find that their salmon is quite expensive. I mean, this is $9.85 for 2 pieces of salmon. You'd probably be looking about half the price back in the UK. Crab sticks and snow legs. Is that snow crabs? Yeah, snow crab legs, fresh shrimp. And then you've got just a whole sea of meat, steaks. I mean, what we got here steak-wise, just to give you an idea. So this is premium Angus, $16.39. You get an idea of the size of my hand there. But I mean, it is thick. And their steaks are good. $33.24 for those 2 down there. And then you just got like a whole section of hunks of beef. Chicken, let's get an idea of chicken. So all those drumsticks, $6.52. That's not too bad. And then we got chicken thighs there for $14. I mean, there's loads in there. There's such a weight to it. Chicken breasts, $12.60. But that's double layered that. So there's probably what, 10 in there. And then more hams and bits and pieces, smoked sausages, hot dogs. If you're into your hot dogs, loads of those. Dill pickles, a massive jar of dill pickles and gherkins. So as we come into the grocery section, you've got all your salsas and salads and dressings and barbecue packs there with like skewers, $7 there. $3.97 for a bacon Caesar. You get idea of prices there, a little bit more expensive than back home. And there's just a bag of shredded iceberg for $2.28. You can buy a whole iceberg lettuce for about £1 back home. So be prepared, the prices are a little bit more expensive on the fresh stuff. Pack of normal mushrooms there for like $4. Carrots, $2 for a bag of carrots. Probably get those for about 60 to 80p back home. And there's a whole iceberg lettuce there for $1.87. So yeah, it's kind of double the price on the fresh stuff. I mean, we found apples as well, like really expensive. $8.34 for a bag of apples. $6.83 for those. Okay, there's £3 of apples. Again, like a massive bag of clementines for $3.97. Bag of oranges, $4.74. Bag of limes, $2.98. Quick look at the other side of this store and it is absolutely ginormous. There's just like loads of homewares, clothes. We will have a little look over there, but not too much. I know a lot of you like to just see the snack aisles and stuff. This is the ice creams and desserts. I mean, if you're into your ice cream and desserts, you're not going to go short because there is a ton. Blue Bunny ice cream is really good, $3.87 for that massive tub. Bray is also a really good brand. Then you got this, you got the Bluebell ice cream as well. I mean, that is a massive tub, $8.32. So the price of Haagen-Dazs is kind of equivalent in pounds to dollars, $4.36 for your tubs of Haagen-Dazs. Ben & Jerry's, again, the same sort of prices, $4.48. More and more ice cream. It just goes on and on and on. And then you got kind of like the ice cream sandwiches. You got Oreo ones there, M&M's, Blue Bunny, Klondikes, their own brand, which is not too bad. You're going to get 8 cones for $5.76. Kit Kat, more Blue Bunny, more ice cream sandwiches, Snickers, Twix, more Oreos up there. That's not a bad price, $2.50 clearance, 10 mini bars of Oreo. So yeah, if you're into your ice creams and ice lollies, there's tons. So on the right hand side we've got all the ice creams and desserts. There's a few more in this section. You got all the pies. So if you're into like your key lime pie, I mean that is huge. Look at that, $6.86 for that huge key lime. Lemon meringue. And then also some other pies there, cobblers. And then if you're into whipped cream, they've got massive tubs of it. These are nice, these Edwards key lime pies, cheesecakes, they are really nice. They're only $3.74, you get 2 in there, but they are really good. And you've also got Walmart's own there. You've got a cheesecake sampler, 4 of them, 4 flavours, $5.52. And you got breakfast stuff here as well. Oh, they do red lobster biscuits, already made. Unfortunately, they're not going to survive the plane home. But yeah, that's worth knowing. Jimmy Dean breakfast croissants, if you're into them. Plus they've also got their Walmart ones. Tennessee Pride, never heard of them. More Jimmy Dean muffins, sausage and eggs. What are they? They're kind of breakfast wraps, breakfast burritos, sausage and gravies, griddle cakes. quick scoot down here. We've got pancakes and waffles, mini pancakes, Eggos, loads of Eggos, look at that. Jeez. Mini Eggos, cinnamon toast. And then we're kind of getting into like your corn dog, pancake sausages. Pancake and sausage on a stick. That is very bizarre. Doesn't it look so appetizing? We're now coming into frozen pizzas and frozen meals, so this will be interesting. Look at the size of these pizzas, they are ridiculous. And again, their pizzas are reasonably priced. The Red Baron one there, $4.82. I mean, this just goes on and on and on with pizzas. This is crazy. It's like a whole aisle of pizza. Or is it? No, we're getting into some other stuff now. What are these? These are no crust sandwiches, peanut butter and grape jelly. No idea, are they a bit like Pop-Tarts? White Castle burgers, if you're into them? Not a fan. Hot Pockets, if you're into Hot Pockets, hundreds of them. $13.97 for 12. Pretzels, Aunt Anne's. They do Auntie Anne's stuff as well, the brand. Usually see these in shopping malls. State Fair dogs, corn dogs. Now we're back into burritos. It's a lot of junky type food really, isn't it? It does taste nice and you're on your holiday, but on a daily basis, no. And then we've got TGI Fridays, we've got the brand over in the UK selling this now. But yeah, we've got loads of TGI stuff. Guy Fieri's Flavortown stuff, that looks interesting. Do like Guy Fieri and his food inspirations. And then we got Chef Ramsay, Gordon Ramsay. He's now jumped in on it. He's doing crab sticks, crab cakes, cheese bites, risotto bites. $6.97. And if you fancy some Scooby-Doo mac and cheese, there you go, $6.97. So this aisle here is now all of the frozen meals, if you like. Asian cuisine, there's Ramsay again, he's got some stuff there. Masala pasta. Guy Fieri's in on it as well. Buffalo chicken pasta, that sounds good. $5.94. And then just a whole ton of different meals and brands. Hungry Man, boneless fried chicken, $4.78. More and more of this stuff, it just goes on and on and on. Some of these, there you go, if you're into like dumplings and spring rolls, some of these brands are absolutely amazing. Bao buns as well, look. And then we're getting into some sort of frozen stir fries there, chicken stir fry there. Those just look disgusting. What the hell are they? Salisbury steaks and brown gravy. It looks like dog food. Mac and cheese, if you like mac and cheese, there's loads of that. Stuffed peppers, they sound nice. Grandma's chicken and vegetable rice bake. Shredded hash browns, oh yeah. So if you go to Denny's and you have or a lot of the breakfast places, they have the shredded hash browns. You get a whole bag for the small sum of $3.42. And I did spot, yeah, we got some Checkers and Arby's stuff. So you got Checkers fries, and then you got Arby's seasoned fries down there. Never going to be short on fries. Right, then we go into kind of more frozen stuff. This is all frozen vegetables. And then we got all the jars and stuff, if you're into seasons and dressings. I know a lot of you like to see all the different types of dressings as well. We've got Olive Garden now, they've got their range of dressings, which is nice to see. Might have to take a couple of those back with us. We've got French's, mustards, and then we've got all the Chick-fil-A sauces as well. So if you're into Chick-fil-A, the sauce they do is absolutely gorgeous. I do like their sauces, but they've also got other sauces. The Polynesian sauce, honey mustard, zesty buffalo. Arby's have got their range of sauces as well. Horsey sauce, Arby's sauce. Subway, not seen those before. Might have to try and take one of those back. $3.48, and then we've also got Flavortown Guy Fieri sauces, $3.98. There's a quick look at the beer and wine aisle. I'm not going to go all the way down here. They do a load of beer and wine. They've also, like I said at the beginning of the video, they do have an attached wines and spirits section where you can go in and get all the hard stuff like your whiskies and rums and all that kind of stuff. And they do sell more of the wine and beer, so that's worth checking that out. I know a lot of you also like to see the peanut butters and jelly and jams. They've got loads of Welch's stuff, so there's a good variety there, and Goobers, Skippy peanut butter, Peter Pan peanut butter, or there's a whole vat of it down there for $6.97. And then we're coming into like the teas and coffees and stuff like that. Loads of different brands here. I mean, yeah, Keurig stuff. What else we got? I know there was a Dunkin'. Oh, we got some Dunkin' stuff there, look. Schmores, an original blend. These are Keurigs. And they got their own kind of Walmart equivalents. House blends. Got the cold brews, Dunkin'. Some instant Starbucks. More cold brew. They do their own creamers as well. So Coffee mate creamers are pretty impressive and really tasty, especially the French vanilla, but they do their own great value ones as well, which are a bit cheaper. Not tried them myself, so I couldn't tell you what they're like. Loads more coffee there, not sure of this brand. New England coffee, French vanilla, breakfast, hazelnut cream, blueberry cobbler, wow, $7.34. Chocolate cappuccino, they sound nice. The filters there, $1.86. Some of the villas that you kind of rent, they usually have a coffee machine and they don't have filters, so if you want to get your filters, they've got loads there. More of their own brand coffee there, look, hazelnut, creme brulee. This is ground coffee, French vanilla. And oh, there's the Dunkin' stuff. Original blend, Dunkin' Decaf Colombian Turtle Love. Got some cream pies there, look. If you fancy an oatmeal cream pie, loads of them. Mini donut, dusted sugar powder donuts, moon pies, hostess stuff, cupcakes, light bites, all sorts. If you're into tortillas and wraps, plenty of them. Absolutely tons. And Old El Paso brand and Taco Bell. If you like Taco Bell, they got their own brand that you can buy off the shelf, and sauces on there, Taco Bell sauces. And then you got kind of like their salsas. This is quite reasonable actually, you're not seeing it this cheap, $2.82 for a tub of salsa. Normally the Tostitos is around sort of $5 to $7, but that's not a bad price actually at all, $2.82. Quick look in this aisle, this has got a bit of mac and cheese in here. I know a lot of people like mac and cheese, and they've got all kinds of brands down here. They've also got the Cheetos mac and cheese. A lot of people gone about these helpers as well. These are kind of like, I don't know, sauces? I don't know. What's inside this one? Cheese? Maybe it's the whole deal. Mac and cheese. Cheeseburger macaroni, yum. Tuna, creamy broccoli, no. But yeah, if you're into those sort of things, a whole load of them here. Now we're into the cereal section, and I know again a lot of people love their cereals, so a lot of this sort of stuff you can buy imported back home now, like Fruit Loops and Cap'n Crunch and all that kind of stuff. But average price for a huge box of Fruit Loops, I mean, this is crazy, $6.28. A small one with marshmallows down there, $3.98. As you can see, a whole double aisle of cereals. They do have a whole host of pancake mix as well, so syrups as well there, look, and you got all your pancake mixes there, Hungry Jacks, and then they've got their own brand. So if you do want to make some pancakes, good variety. Millions of Pop-Tarts if you like those, including these as well, which are like, I guess, cereal bars. I mean, they're going to drive you loopy, aren't they? All of those. And now we come into the kind of snack aisle where there's a whole bunch of candy as well. So I know a lot of people love the American candy, but it seems to me you can buy a lot of it back home now at pretty decent prices. So you got all your typical usual suspects. I mean, Nerds, they've just come over. These particular brands of Nerds, gummy clusters, these are actually cheaper back home. Jolly Ranchers, a lot of people go mad for them. A lot of Premier stores sell these now, not much dearer, if not the same sort of price. Okay, they do have a few more different sort of flavours, like these ones down here, Jolly Rancher sour gummies. I'm not seeing those back in the UK. And then you've got all your Skittles. These are new, Skittles Popped, freeze-dried candy. So you've got loads of Skittles. Twizzlers, again, you can get back home now. Okay, there's a few different flavours there. You got, what's that, orange cream and sweet and sour. Rainbow. Sack of Reese's, if you fancy a sack of Reese's for $15. I like these little boxes of Skittles down there, kind of like grab boxes. Mr. Beast Feastables, they're everywhere now as well, aren't they? And then you got your Butterfingers down there. Not so many boxes of candy. You've got like Mike and Ike's, which you can get back home. Skittles, bottle caps. Yeah, a lot of this you can get back home. Milk Duds, okay, it's a little bit cheaper here, $1.24 for Milk Duds, but you can sort of pick these up pretty easily back home. More Kit Kat Reese's, Hershey's, all these Hershey hugs. I hate Hershey's chocolate, I really don't like it at all. Let us know in the comments what you think, but I'm not a massive fan. Hershey Kisses. Paydays, they're not too bad. And then you've got M&M's, if you're into your M&M's, they've got a whole host of M&M's as usual. We did notice, they got caramel cold brew. These ones are really nice, they're caramel, they're not quite the same as the ones back in the UK. So we always tend to pick those up, $4.92. And these are new, peanut butter and jelly, share bag, $4.92 again. And then they got the bigger bags there, $14. Smaller little grab bags down the bottom, and a load of Kinder stuff. And now we come on to the good stuff, all the Oreos. So there's plenty of Oreos if you're into Oreos, loads of different flavours. They've even got gluten-free ones now, as you can see. But yeah, there's a whole host of Oreo flavours. They also do the Oreo thins, which are quite nice. Chips Ahoy, there's loads of Chips Ahoy. Do like a Chips Ahoy. They've got Reese's flavour there. And then being Walmart, they do kind of their knockoff versions as well. So these are Chippers, not Chips Ahoy, Chippers. And a lot of different flavours. Chunky Chippers, fudge strips, Keeblers. Wow. So yeah, loads of cookies. And then we got the little boxes of snacks, Teddy Grahams, Belvitas, and get those back home. Little grab bag boxes of Chips Ahoy and Oreos. Not too bad prices, $5.97. And then these are worth getting as well if you've got kids. They're the little bags of goldfish. If you're going to the parks, want to chuck a few of those in your rucksack, always worth it. $6.77, and they also do it for Oreos and Chips Ahoy. We then come onto the Cheez-It section, and there's a whole load of them on the shelf. $3.77, not bad. Original Cheez-Its there. Cheez-It Grooves, they're new, not seen those before. Snack mix, loads of Cheez-Its, and then loads of goldfish. The cheddar ones, although there doesn't seem to be much of a variety. They've got the pizza ones and the extra cheddar and parmesan. They're quite nice, the vanilla cupcake Grahams. And they've got the Cheez-It Snaps, which are the ones we've got in the UK now, I think, yeah. There's only 2 flavours, I think, which is, I want to say sweet chilli and double cheddar. They've got different ones here. Margarita pizza, sour cheddar up there, white cheddar. Oh, they're puffs, Cheez-It Puffs, $3.87. Goldfish, sour cream and onion and barbecue. They look quite nice. And then we've got boring Ritz on the end. And if you want your squirty cheese to go on top of that, loads of that. More snacks down here, loads of Pringles if you're into your Pringles. What are those? Pop'ems. They look quite nice, don't they? White cheddar. Light and crispy pretzel snacks. And you've got, what are these? Mingles, Pringles Mingles. Not seen those before. Loads of Chex Mex. Schneiders, we like the Schneiders, they're quite nice. The Schneiders. Schneider or Snyder? Snyder pieces. Loads of grab bags of crisps and chips. I'm not going to go for all of them, but loads of Lays and stuff like that. And there's the Tostistos. Is it Tostisto? Something like that. That's $4, not bad. Loads of Doritos and chips there. More and more and more and more and more there. Loads of water on that side. So stock up on water if you need to. Gatorade, if you're into Gatorade, tons of that. For a 4-pack is $4.48. More soft drinks down here, so if you're into your sort of power drinks and Monster Energies. They've also got a lot of the iced coffees as well, so if you're into those, like Dunkin', Starbucks, and whatever these are, no idea, espresso ones, Java Monster Energies, yeah, not for me. Drive you loopy, those sort of drinks. And then you've got Starbucks ones down the bottom there. Loads of Snapple if you're into that. I know that's quite a fan favourite as well when people come to the States. And then you just got all your sodas, Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew. Loads of Mountain Dew if you're into that. Do like a Baja Blast. Some Kool-Aids for the little ones if you're into those. Ideal for the parks, little bottles of Hawaiian Punch. Cranberry juices, they've got the Ocean Spray 6-pack there. We just picked those up. They're ideal for like taking in the parks or going out for the day rather than buying a whole vat of it like you can just here. They also do Welch's Sparkling White Grape drink, whatever that is. There you go, there's the massive vat of cranberry juice for $3.46. And then we got Gatorade on the end. So if you found a Gatorade, $1.72 for quite a huge bottle. I mean, what's that, a litre? Quick look down the cake bake mix aisle if you like. Loads of cake mixes. I know there's a few brands that we tend to go for, which is like Giardelli's, but I noticed they've got like Oreo ones now. So there's loads of Betty Crocker stuff. And there's the Giardelli stuff down there, which is really good, like chocolate brownies. $3.96, not too bad. And if you do want baking chips, because you want to do some baking while you're over here, or just simply take them back home, there's loads of them. Reese's, Butterfingers, Nestle stuff, products, and then they've also got their own great value Walmart range. But I think that is going to do it, because we're getting into really boring aisles now, and yeah, there's just so much in a Walmart. This is just the food and grocery section. There is a whole host of homewares, clothes, toys, tyres, and all sorts of bits and pieces if you want to buy those when you're on holiday. But yeah, that is going to do it for a trip around a typical Walmart in Orlando. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.